What's up, Hokie Nation? All right, I'm currently on the set here at the Tech Sideline High Tech Studios with our founder and general manager, Will Stewart. Will, you have the jersey that Marcus Vick was supposed to wear during the 2004 season. What is the story?
All right, so here's the story behind that. In the summer of 2004, Frank Beamer and his staff held what they called a fantasy camp. And it was a fairly expensive thing at the time. It was about $3,000 per attendee. And I had been running Tech Sideline at the time. It was still Hokie Central at the time. I'd been running it about 8 years, and we built up a pretty big following. And my good friend Tom Beam, F4E Hokie, went on the message boards and raised $3,000 for TSL people to send me to Frank Beamer's fantasy camp. And I'll tell you what that camp was here in a second, what all that means. That was done without my knowledge and was presented to me at I think at the spring game tailgate in 2004.
Okay.
And so that was very cool. I didn't have $3,000 at the time, trust me. And so what happened was that I remember there were 31 of us who paid that $3,000 fee to go to this fantasy camp. And it was a weekend thing where they kind of simulated the experience of a Virginia Tech football player for the attendees. Now, what that means is we got there Friday, we checked into our hotel rooms, just like the team, even for home games, the team will go check into a hotel like they're on the road.
Hotel Roanoke?
Yeah. Well, back then it was the Red Lion Inn down Price's Fork.
Okay.
That's where they used to stay. They stay at Hotel Roanoke now, but they used to stay at the Red Lion Inn, which is since gone. At Smith's Landing is there now, where the Red Lion Inn used to be. But that was the team hotel back in the day. So we came in and we checked into the hotel on Friday night, went to the team dinner on Friday night, and looking at some old stuff. Kirk Herbstreit was apparently there and spoke, which is weird because I totally don't remember. But we hung out and ate dinner with coaches. There were no players. This was just we 31 faux players and the coaches. So we had the dinner Friday night, and then we had a quote-unquote film session where we were with the coaches and watched some film, and Bud talked about the defense. Bud Foster talked about the defense and stuff like that. Saturday, we got up, had the team breakfast, and then went into the locker room, and they suited us up in actual uniforms. And we got to take some things home, like we took home the socks and some stuff like that. But and we also all got helmets that we took with us, if I remember correctly. But the big thing was jerseys. They asked everybody ahead of time, what jersey number do you want? Now, I graduated in 1987, so I said, well, I'll take jersey number 87. And when I arrived, again, there were 31 of us. They had the correct numbers for everybody except me and one other camp attendee. For some reason, they had done a number 3 jersey for me with the name Stewart on the back. So I went to John Belen, who was running the whole show and is really good at this stuff. I said, John, I'm supposed to have number 87. And he goes, oh, really? Okay, we'll take care of it. So John sends Lester Carlin, who was the equipment manager at the time. Carlin went and got David Clowney's jersey. David Clowney was number 87 at the time. So Lester Carlin runs and grabs David Clowney's number 87 jersey, cuts Clowney's name off the back. They were patches that were sewn on, so it was an easy process to just chop, 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 cut it off the back. And slap my name on the back, Stewart. And so if you look at pictures from that fantasy camp, I'm actually wearing David Clowney's jersey with my name stuck on the back. So that's what we did for that weekend. And because of that, I had no jersey to take with me. I can't walk out of there with David Clowney's jersey. This is mid-late July of 2004. This is right before the freshman report and football practice starts and all that stuff. So they can't let me walk out with David Clowney's jersey. So Belen takes Clowney's jersey back from me, and he tosses me a number 5 jersey and says, here, take this with you, and I'll get an 87 sent to you later on with your name on it. I didn't think much of it at the time. I take the number 5 jersey, off we go. And later, Belen did send me a number 87 jersey. So this is the exact jersey. I mean, this is a legit game wearable jersey. And what you're looking at here is an unmodified jersey, meaning that as we'll show you here in a second when we whip out the magic number 5, The players could specify if they wanted their sleeves redone. They could specify if they wanted the hem cut and raised a little bit. This was all up to the discretion of the players. And these uniforms came in probably in the spring or whatever. These jerseys came in the spring. And so they would ask the players what they wanted to do. Then they'd take care of it, and it would be ready for 2004. Now to the story of Marcus Vick. Marcus, of course, played as a redshirt freshman in the 2003 season. And we just looked this up. Marcus was suspended for the 04 season in early July of 2004. I think the press release we saw was July 6th.
Correct.
2004?
I think. Yes, correct.
This fantasy camp that we went to was later in July. I wrote an article on July 30th where I talked about having been at the fantasy camp the weekend before. So It's sometime after the 20th of July. So what I'm telling you is Marcus had been dismissed from school for the 04 season. So let's take a look at the jersey that Glenn threw to me that weekend as I walked out. It has no name on the back. So here's the back of it. There's no name on the back. It is, as you can see, comparing it to the jersey they later sent me, this is a game where this is the real legit thing. And if you look at the sleeves have been cut. Notice the white piping on the front and how it actually intersects the sleeve. Whereas if you look down here on the unmodified jersey, the white piping is down here and the sleeve is longer. So they had cut this jersey to Marcus's specifications. Shorten the sleeves, freedom of movement for a quarterback throwing the football. I don't know at what point it occurred to me that I had Marcus Vick's jersey, the jersey he was supposed to wear during the 04 season, but I'm not a deep thinker. This may have occurred to me years later, or it may have happened right away, but that is the story of how I came into possession of Marcus Vick's jersey that he was supposed to wear during the 2004 season.